I just wanted to share this beautiful mini album that I just finished tonight. I love this. This is with some papers by Prima Marketing. The main one that I was going to use was called Indigo, but I didn't have enough different patterns to use, so I ended up supplementing with an old one called, I think it's called Rose Quartz. So here is my finished product. This album is pretty big. The cover is 8¼ by 8¼ with a 2-inch, 2-inch spine. And I made a shaker on the front. Isn't that freaking cool? I love that. It says, I can and I will. And then it says, beauty comes from within. And I just popped up a couple things here. And like I said, this I made a scalloped frame. This was with a Stampin' Up die. And then I just popped it up and put little stuff in it. I don't know how to, whenever I do shakers, it seems like there's like static and it sticks. If you can see some of them, it makes it look cool, so it's fine, but I sort of wish that I could get it so it doesn't have that static. If you have any tips for me on how to do that, please let me know. But anyways, let me show you. So that's the front cover. This is the side. This is the back. I did the lay flat method of album, so it opens up all the way. And over here, I made a diagonal pocket, and there's a couple pull-aparts, listen to me. Oh my gosh. What are they called? Like tags, pull-outs. It's like almost 11 o'clock at night as I'm doing this, so my brain's not working, and I just had to have the plumber come in because we had a leak in the basement. He just left, so I'm a little frazzled, so I apologize. But anyways, there's these cut-aparts, that's the word, the cut-aparts that I made like little inserts for with the 4x6 things from the Rose Quartz paper. You could put photos on the back. And then I've got this one, room on the back, and this one I just made a little booklet. And then I used, there was a whole sheet of 12 by 12 that had these like tags, so I just fussy cut. And I did sponge everything with black soot, I think it's a Tim Holtz ink pad. So that doesn't need to be done, but I thought the paper really looked nice to have it sponged. All right, so that's the cover. All right, this one here, I'm going to do a little bit different for the other ones that we're doing, but let me show you. This says, what does it say? Oh, darling, you are magic. I had to see what that said. I have a magnet in here. So this folds up like that. Be authentic. There's this. And then there's a pocket here with these little tags. And I use seam binding from Country Craft Creations. And then this lifts up like that. And what I would do different for the others that I'm going to do is the pocket is going to be on this side, so I'll just reverse these two. I think it'll look prettier, and it'll also lay a little bit better if I reverse that. But I love this paper. Look at how pretty this is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So lots of room for a photo. You could put a photo here. You could even put one here, but I think the paper's so pretty, I don't think I would cover that up. Okay. This one's just very simple. I left this open so you can tuck your picture under it. Holds like a 4x6. Maybe you have to trim it a little bit. This one here says, believe that you are magic. And it opens, there's a magnet in here. It opens like that. And then there's room for photo. And I normally used to always put patterned paper on all the different pieces. The problem with that is once you add your photos, then it makes it too bulky. So plus then you don't get to see the pretty paper. So I started leaving a lot of these flip outs and everything empty so that you just put a photo. You could put a photo here, but at least if you don't, the pretty paper shows. So that just closes like that. And then this one, I was going to put a photo mount on here, but I didn't do that because you might want to put a couple smaller photos or one big photo, but I left this so that you can tuck under there. And I don't know if you can see this flower up here. You can tuck a little bit here. Okay. This page I thought was really pretty. It says beautiful. Now watch this. This is really cool. This is got a magnet in here. You lift that up, and then there's all these little papers that were cut aparts that they were so small. They were super cute. Some of them were really pretty. I didn't really know how to incorporate them, so I did this little tiny waterfall feature. So on the back, you can put a little tiny photo, you know, just crop your pictures real little. You could put white cardstock and then journal something on each of these, but look at how pretty they are. I thought that was really neat. And then to keep it closed, this has the magnet and it keeps it all together. All right, over here, I just made a big pocket. This I only glued at the bottom, so you can put a little picture here if you want. And then there's just a little thing that pulls out. You could put a photo here, and then same thing here. So I thought that was nice. This paper's pretty, isn't it? And then here, this one's a little tricky. I didn't want to use too many magnets. Sometimes when I use magnets on all my pages, then they kind of interfere with each other and it's a mess. So I was trying to eliminate using magnets on too many different pages. So I popped this piece up to, and I hope it's not going to ruin. I probably would move this up a little bit further on my next one, but this opens like this. And then there's just this little corner. You could put a photo in here, and then these just tuck in this little corner pocket. And then this just kind of tucks under the corner of that. And then over here, same thing. I didn't put a photo mount. This paper's gorgeous. I love this. But you can put a 4x6 photo, or you could do a couple smaller ones, but I left this open so that you can tuck your photo here. I think I left this open too, so you can, if I can fit it in there, and then this one too. So you could tuck your picture there. This is just beautiful. I love this paper. And then on the back cover, I put these little inserts here with the tags in this corner pocket. This has room for a photo, and then this lifts up and you could put a picture here. And again, I didn't use any magnets on this because that folds down and that stays in place anyway, but this stuff kind of keeps it in place. So that is that. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for looking.